All right, so my story is about a buddy of mine who is in the Marine Corps. I know a lot of my stories deal about that, but that's just a big part of my life. I have a lot of stories that revolve around situations that are about that. Anyway, right now he's a gunnery sergeant, but at the time he was a corporal. And at that moment in my life, whenever we were hanging out, I was not necessarily depressed, but just kind of a little bit discouraged, kind of worn out, kind of, I guess you can call it battle weary. And I just didn't want to take that next necessary step, or at least I wasn't ready to, you know. And so he said, "Let me tell you about one day at boot camp at MCRD San Diego." MCRD stands for Marine Corps Recruitment Depot. He said we were qualifying for swimming or doing our swim quals, and I had never swam in my life. He said I always stayed on the lower end, on the shallow end. He said, and we were at the top of this diving board bridge on this Olympic pool, full gear and everything, and I froze up. I felt two hands on my shoulder and a deep voice quietly saying in my ear, "If you quit now, you'll always quit. Now jump." And of course it was his drill instructor. And he jumped. He said he hit the water so hard he almost touched the bottom. But he just kicked his legs, and he said when I came up and I was floating, he said I realized I was one step closer to making my dream come true, becoming a United States Marine. So I took that to heart, and it pushed me during that time in my life. So fast forward a few years, a buddy of mine was struggling, going through some personal things in his life, and he needed to make a decision, but he was so discouraged he just felt like he couldn't. So I retold the story, and I said, sometimes life will put you in a situation when you feel like you're on the ledge, and it's saying, you know what, you need to take a leap of faith, and you freeze up, but you have to listen to that voice that says, don't quit. And just take that leap of faith. Because if you quit now, you're always going to be hesitant on taking leaps of faith for the rest of your life. And, that pretty much is how I told the story to him, because I knew that he didn't have any understanding of any kind of military background, stuff like that. And, he later told me that kind of pushed and reminded him that he did need to do that. And, which made me feel real good, because I was able to take a personal story that someone told me that was kind of specific for me, and then use the same concept and then retell it to somebody, albeit a different way, but with the key principles in it, and accomplishing the same goals. So that's the story that I want to share with y'all. And just don't quit, because sometimes that one time you quit will mean and cause a domino effect of you always quitting for the rest of your life.